First of all, just want to congratulate you on 19 years in charge of Arsenal. How proud are you of that achievement?
Well, I'm more focused on our next game when looking back, at how long I'm here. But I don't realize that it's such a long time, because in our job you're always focused on what is in front of you. One day maybe I will look back, but I don't think it's the best day today.
It seems appropriate that as you go into your 20th year, it's that Arsenal-Manchester United game after so many big tussles down the years. Is it still that same special fixture it's always been for you?
It is a special fixture, yes, because usually Man United is always fighting at the top. It has even a bigger meaning now, because there's 3 points between the two teams. We play at home in a big game. We just come from a big win at Leicester, and we want to continue our run.
In terms of the team news, is there any update on Laurent Koscielny at all?
Laurent Koscielny will certainly be out. He has a hamstring strain, and it looks like it would be 3 weeks, something like that.
And Mikel Arteta and Mathieu Flamini, are they in contention at all?
Both are out.
And Francis Coquelin, did he have any reaction? Is he okay for Sunday?
Francis Coquelin should be okay, yes.
Arsene, regarding some of the fallout from what happened in midweek, in the press conference after the game, you said, when we asked about team selection, that there were things that we didn't know and things that we chose to ignore. What do we not know about what happened in midweek with your selection, and what did we ignore?
Look, I do not want to come back on that. I think all has been said after the press conference, and I don't change a word of what I said. Looking at Ospina and Peter Cech, I think I have 2 world-class goalkeepers, and it's the easiest choice I have to make, because I can pick any of the 2, and I'm very comfortable. And it's the most difficult as well, because all the 2 of them are world-class players, and always you have to leave one out.
But you said we ignored things. What did we ignore?
Like, I do not know anything that you do in your job, and so you make decisions because you have more information than I have, and it's exactly the same in my job.
But it's the
You have
difference
to-
between that's not ignoring stuff, though, is it? If we don't have the information, we can't ignore it.
That you don't know, yes, but I'm not in a... Look, you come to the game, you judge the game, and you assess, was I right or wrong? I never criticized that. I accept your judgment of how the team played and what is your assessment. But I do not have to give you all the information I have to make my decisions.
That's fair enough. Do you accept that when you look at your squad in the summer and you think we only need to strengthen in one area, which is the goalkeeper, and when it comes to a competition in the Champions League that you want to improve upon, when you don't use the guy that you think improves your squad in that the fans will be frustrated and angry? Do you understand that?
No, not at all.
Why?
Because I make the decision I think is right on the day.
You said after the game that you sort of inferred that you aren't accountable to people for your selection. Do you think you should be accountable? Is it healthy that you're not?
I'm accountable on the results of my team and the way we play football.
Do you think you should be more accountable for the fans in selection issues, or you don't see that as a valid argument?
I just gave you the answer.
If you're not accountable in that way, does that not make Jose Mourinho right when he says that there's only one manager that's under pressure? That there's only one manager that's not under pressure?
Look, stop that story, or we stop the press conference.
Okay. In terms of the game this weekend, 1 win in 13 Premier League games against Manchester United, does that tell the true story of the rivalry in those games? Or are you
No,
close
because
to
the rivalry is down to the quality of the day, and by coincidence, the last game when we played against Man United, we've beaten them. So your stats could be proven wrong again.
Do you think you've got enough strong characters in the dressing room that you'll get a reaction from them this weekend?
Look, I just told you we just won 5-2 at Leicester, and we are the only team who has beaten Leicester, and so I don't see why we should not believe we can beat Man United.
You think they're close, Leicester and Manchester United? Is that your benchmark?
The benchmark is your last game
Your last game was Olympiacos.
in the Premiership.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
a different competition.
Thank you.
Have you decided who will play in goal against United?
Have you another question?
I just wondered if you'd made a decision. Does it work game by game, or?
Look, we have 2 days training. Do not come always back with that same story. I think you lack a bit creativity in the press at the moment, and you follow a bandwagon that is very, 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 very boring. I don't go along with that. If you have any interesting question for Sunday's game, I can answer. But apart from that, let's not come back always to the same story.
Well, it is interesting to see who's in goal, if it's Czech or Ospina. What are the challenges?
But come to the game on Sunday, you will see who is in the goal.
What are some of the
I
challenges?
find you. I think you have not watched well the game on Wednesday night, on Tuesday night. Because to come always with that same story, you can put the goalkeeper you want in the goal. You can make a mistake, and you have to accept that. It's down to everybody. But if you have watched really the game and you come out with the conclusion that we lost the game because of Ospina, I question your knowledge in football.
What are some of the challenges for you with dealing with, as you say, two world-class goalkeepers? Because not every team has that luxury, do they? Two world-class goalkeepers. How challenging is that for you, managing having two of them?
It's fantastic. It's fantastic because no matter who plays, you have a good goalkeeper in goal.
So why does it always seem that every time Arsenal have a bad result, we have all this, you have people coming out calling your team soft and weak, you have to face all of these questions all the time? Is it because people are so used to Arsenal?
Look, because they lack a bit creativity in their questions,
Do you feel sometimes
and they don't analyze well. Honestly, not one came out and analyzed well the game. One pundit says something on television, and all behind that repeat exactly the same thing. But it is quite boring because nobody came out with numbers of this game, where the game was won and lost. It's quite depressing to read that and to hear that all come just to the same conclusion and haven't watched well what has gone on the pitch. We have lost the game because we didn't defend well. Yes, the goalkeeper made a mistake, but you could still have won the game because of that.
when you've analysed the game now, you look at the defending. Do you think in general, people talk about the art of defending and maybe the shortcomings of English teams in Europe? Are we so focused on going forward that we need to look maybe at the defence?
No, I believe that what has changed is that we play against teams in Europe who accept that the superiority of English teams and just defend and try to catch them on the break. And it happens in football that you can lose games like that. It's a bit like you play in a cup game against a championship team. You can lose, but they accept at the start that you will have the ball and they try just to defend well and to get you on counter-attack. That's happened to us.
Just one on Sunday. Are you surprised to see Louis van Gaal's team now at the top of the league? And
Look, at the moment, it's very difficult to say that any team dominates this championship. It's so tight that you have 1 point more after 7 games. Doesn't mean that you have suddenly made a big difference in the league. You know, it's settling at the moment, and it's a very important moment in certainly in the Premier League. But you cannot come to a conclusion that at the moment one team is above everybody else.
Arsene, obviously a lot of talk about the goalkeepers, but what was the bigger issue for you perhaps when you got back to 2-2 that you conceded again
Of course.
so quickly?
That's where we lost the game.
I mean, it's not the first time that's happened. What do you put that down to?
Maybe we lost the focus to defend and just think we want to score more now. Too much oriented on offensive drive and not enough on defensive caution.
How do you sort of address that going forward?
No, we learn from victory and we learn from defeat, and to learn from what happens to us. But it's true that what is the disappointment is it happened to us before, and that it happened again.
What have you made of the way that Manchester United have gone about their rebuilding since Alex Ferguson retired?
I have no special assessment. I think I defended Van Gaal last year, and I think the experience he has and his career, you're not surprised that he's doing well.
I've been surprised though about just quite how much money they have spent. It's been an incredible outlay.
But they have Man United has the money they spend, so it's not artificial. They create their own. That comes from their own resources. So you have to accept they are huge, but they can do it, and they are entitled to do it.
You were perhaps rightly or wrongly linked with a couple of players who ended up there, Anthony Martial being one of them.
No, because Anthony Martial was not sellable, was not on the list of. He was one of the players Monaco didn't want to sell.
So how come they?
So we never made any approach for him.
But obviously United got them to sell him.
Yes, but they managed to do it because they offered special money.
Was he overpriced, do you think?
I don't really. The future will tell us that.
And Morgan Schneiderlin was another player who you were linked with. Was that ever close? Any stage for you?
There again, I have information on these cases that I'm not necessarily in a position to tell you.
Go on.